Welcome everyone to the Kodai World channel. There is a mysterious book that meticulously records methods to attain supernatural abilities, from predicting the future and understanding all things to the power of controlling others' will. Like other obscure traditional cultivation works, as it was written by a philosophy professor from China. This professor had been observing and investigating a practitioner named Kong Shande, who possessed supernatural abilities. After personally experiencing and verifying it, that professor published a modern book on cultivation methods. The book doesn't use flowery language or esoteric symbols meant only for practitioners. It is completely transparent, revealing all the secrets of the cultivation world to anyone, making it easily understandable even for ordinary people. Notably, this book also unveils the spiritual practices and secrets of renowned religions such as Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, and many others. Today, we will explore the secrets revealed in this book, for they contain genuine mysteries. We may tentatively refer to Kong Heen Duk as Master Kong. He believed that whether in Buddhism or Taoism, the ancients had distilled countless cultivation methods to attain supernatural powers. He devoted great effort to studying all three ideological systems of Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism, even attaining profound knowledge of Buddhist Tantra. Majestic, upright, radiant, and bright. We often see this image in movies and assume it implies that being a king requires integrity and righteousness. But in truth, these four words hold the immense secret of the cultivation world. Qin Dai Quang Min. Before becoming a monk, he was deeply devoted to Buddhism and often sought advice from revered monks about the nation's destiny. Heaven's secrets must not be revealed. I cannot disclose them. 10 kings ascended the throne, 9 were imprisoned, 1 remained in the land of Yuqiao. The Qing dynasty had a total of 10 emperors. By the reign of the 9th emperor, Wangshu, he was placed under house arrest, while the last emperor, Puyi, fled to the northeast to establish the Manchurian regime. Qin Dai Quang Min. But more than 2 centuries later, the Aisin Gyuro clan had forgotten the warning from those bygone days. Uprightness, greatness, radiance, and brightness. So, what's the secret hidden behind these words? Qin. This is a form of spiritual energy in harmony with heaven and earth. The first step of cultivation is to uphold precepts, which means letting go of all desires. When one lets go of greed, the soul finds its balance. This helps them find peace in their soul and realize things that ordinary people can hardly comprehend. Next, the great symbol represents the expansion of vital energy, elevating it to the point of merging as one with heaven and earth. Upon reaching this realm, the practitioner can merge with the cosmic soul. Connecting with the spiritual energy of heaven and earth is truly very easy. Imagine drawing energy up from the earth through the soles of your feet and absorbing the sky's energy through the crown of your head. When the two streams of air blend together, you will distinctly feel the balance and the harmonious energy flowing between heaven and earth. Cao Tian-Sin shared another method called the Great Law of the Heavenly Heart. Focus on the point between your eyes, which is considered the center connecting heaven and earth. When practiced correctly, this chakra will radiate light and help you connect with the universal energy source. Unlock the ability to foresee the future with vision far beyond the ordinary. Indeed, Emperor Guangxu was placed under house arrest by Empress Dowager Cixi at the Yingtai Pavilion. This is the prophecy fulfilled, former palace attendant. The last emperor of China's feudal dynasty was Puyi. After the fall of the Qing dynasty, the army advanced into the northeast region and established the Manchurian regime. In ancient times, the northern region was also known as the land of Yuzhou. This perfectly matches the most famous prophecy in Europe. I am born to never fade, this land shall endure forever. This left the Qing emperors unable to comprehend its true meaning. As long as the emperor remains unharmed, the nation shall never perish. This dynasty shall never fall. But then came the fall of the Qing dynasty. Many descendants of the Qing dynasty suddenly recalled that prophecy and were deeply struck by its truth. The name of Puyi is the answer. People intentionally omitted one stroke in the turn it into a life of disability, meaning to become crippled. Upright, great, bright, and clear. Zhuangzi once said that the vital energy is the thread connecting heaven and earth. And such power is beyond words. The first step in cultivating the path of practice is to uphold the precepts. Like monks who relinquish excessive desires to purify their souls. When greed diminishes, the mind becomes serene and helps nurture righteous energy. Vital energy is limited, yet human greed knows no bounds. It means human vitality is limited, yet desires are boundless. When desire exceeds its limits, it depletes vital energy and disrupts the balance of yin and yang. Not only does it harm physical health, but it also causes mental instability. When the mind is ill, it is hard for one to keep peace within. So why can practitioners predict the future? If they truly love me, why couldn't they? Why were ancient people able to perceive the meridian pathways within the human body? To diagnose illnesses, cure diseases, and even cultivate oneself to attain the realm of immortality? Actually, there's nothing too mysterious or hard to understand about these things. A practitioner does not indulge in vain desires. They can keep their minds at peace like that. When the soul settles, one naturally beholds the wonders. Therefore, the first step to nurturing the soul: always abandon excessive desires and cultivate righteous energy. Great Zhuangzi once said, "I harmonize with the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. Our momentum is so mighty that nothing can compare. I am skilled at cultivating the vast, flowing vital energy." As mentioned earlier, the first step on the path of spiritual practice is cultivating righteous energy. But the second step not only requires integrity, but also demands nurturing that integrity to grow ever stronger. One must even reach the state of harmony with the spirit of heaven and earth, as Zhuangzi once said. At that time, the fruits of cultivation will naturally come to you. Confucius mentioned something he had never encountered in any ancient text before. That is the sacred connection between heaven and earth. In movies, we often encounter scenes of demons draining the life force from humans. And we often think that these are just imaginary details. How could they possibly absorb spiritual energy? But Master Tien firmly affirmed that you are entirely capable of absorbing the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. Not only that, but you can also absorb spiritual energy from plants, mountains, rivers, lakes, or the sea. And even the sun, the moon, or the Milky Way are no exception. He shared that many people spend decades practicing but still fail to achieve significant results. Because they don't know how to harness energy from nature. They only knew how to tirelessly practice, sit in meditation, lose themselves in imagination, and stand in silence. However, this approach did not achieve the desired results. So how can one connect with and absorb the sacred energy of heaven and earth? Master Tien explained that the way to connect with the spiritual energy of heaven and earth is actually extremely simple. While standing on the ground, try visualizing your left foot. Imagine the flow of air moving from the big toe to the little toe. Then, rotate backward from the heel back to the big toe, making a clockwise circular motion. Next, the energy from the soles of the feet will flow down into the earth and merge with the earth's energy. Then, you need to focus on the introduction. And imagine the energy at the top of your head also swirling counterclockwise in a full circle. Take a deep breath, draw the energy upward, and merge with the source of meditative power. Once you have successfully connected both celestial chi and earthly chi, imagine the essence of heaven and earth permeating every part of your body. Deeply permeates the blood, meridians, cells, bone marrow, and internal organs. When you train with the aid of the energy from heaven and earth, your righteous spirit will grow ever stronger. It sounds so silly, as if you're just daydreaming foolishly. Does this method really work? Previously, we have mentioned that there is currently no scientific explanation for this issue. But both Indian yoga and Buddhism, Taoism employ the method of visualization. Even in Buddhist scriptures, the contemplation of infinite life is mentioned. This is also known as the 16 contemplations, which is the method of meditating on the 16 different aspects of the Western Pure Land of ultimate bliss. The scriptures teach that even if you merely contemplate doing something in your mind, but if you imagine vividly enough, you will truly see them. This is because there is always an invisible connection between humans and the universe. In Theravada Buddhism in India, this connection is called the Akashic Records. That is the memory of the universe. In Mahayana Buddhism, this consciousness is called the Alaya Vijnana. Xian Tian Qi. This primordial qi is intrinsically tied to the fate of heaven and earth. When you focus on observing and visualizing, your mind will merge with the primordial qi, helping you absorb the essence of heaven and earth, the light of the moon, and the energy of the sun. This also holds true for fortune-telling methods based on the I Ching. The I Ching has various divination methods, such as number-based divination, coin divination, breakfast divination, and tall stick divination. But the most accurate way to divine is to use your imagination while gazing. The fundamental principle is that first, you need to adjust your voice, breathing, and state of mind. Then, my mind sank into a state of absolute stillness, gently stepping into the realm of the subconscious. Then, the most crucial step is to clearly visualize in your mind that I turned into a tiny person and slipped into the gap between the statues. It is believed that this method has very high accuracy. When you delve deep into your subconscious and focus your mind on visualization, everything becomes clearer. As Zhuangzi once said, harmonize with the vital energy of heaven and earth. You will naturally predict the future. Therefore, imagining does not mean imagining arbitrarily or aimlessly. You are entering a subconscious state, actively merging with heaven and earth. This is an essential method to promote circulation and cultivate inner energy. This method suggests that the center of the universe lies between the sun and the moon. This means your left eye symbolizes the sun. Your right eye is the moon. The area of skin between the eyes, about 3.3 centimeters apart. This is the location of the heavenly center in your body. This is considered the most noble position among the clergy. Tai Duk Kim Hwa Tong Tri. Thien Tam is a place that holds mystical sounds and breathtaking landscapes. It is likened to the poetic scenery of Shaoxiang. According to legend, Tiu Dai is the place where Tiu Su and Princess Nung Nok used the music from their flutes to express their love for each other, to summon the phoenix and soar together into the heavens. Thien Tam is also a sacred and wondrous place. It is where the purest soul within each person converges, also known as the primordial spirit. Kong Shandai once said, "Consider your central position as the throne of a king, sparkling and shining. Imagine the light radiating from your heart. Immerse yourself in the warm glow of the sun and the gentle radiance of the moon." When you persistently practice this for a long enough period of time, you will feel the warmth. My body tingles, light radiates from my skin. Even your soul can escape the body, merging into oneness with the universe, helping you see through the future and uncover what ordinary eyes cannot perceive. This is the method of cultivating great energy as taught by Master Kong. However, this is not the supreme method of cultivation. Master Kong also mentioned an even more profound method. That's light training. This light is so magical. Ordinary people cannot see it. Only those who have reached profound levels of cultivation can perceive this light. In China, there is a popular saying that when someone is unlucky or has bad luck, they often face many difficulties and obstacles in life. When someone is betrayed, a stream of green light flares up above their head. These phenomena all have a valid basis. This stems from the fact that ancient monks witnessed it firsthand. When observing a person's aura, they could foresee that person's future. Confucius calmly explained, "Observing the human body reveals more than just black and green. But one could also foresee that person's future." Confucius explained that, "Here are the two English translation options. Choose one based on context." There are also many other colors, like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and white. The aura of the body has colors and brightness that clearly reflect each person's health condition. When the aura shines brightly, the body is filled with vibrant energy. Here are the natural English translations for both contexts. Master Kong taught only one method of refining light. The first method is to observe the heart rate. If your heart radiates a crimson glow, that means it's very healthy. If this red light turns off, this means your heart is having problems. The lungs emit a white light, shows that it is still in good health. Therefore, if you are experiencing any cardiovascular or respiratory issues, it's best to visualize that phrase in your mind. The heart is red, the lungs are white. As a simple yet effective self-adjustment method. But this is only the method mentioned in the book. We, ordinary people. Perhaps you don't really know how to imagine that, or unable to reach the deepest state of the subconscious. To do this, therefore, when ill, you should go to the hospital for timely treatment. That's the best way. This method can only be a supplementary solution. Additionally, Confucius also taught that you should regularly pay attention to the other parts of your body. Yellow is good for the skin and stomach. Green is good for the liver and gallbladder. The color white symbolizes the large intestine. Black symbolizes the kidneys and bladder. Red symbolizes dissolution, the small intestine, and life. Surrounding the entire body is a pure aura of light. By using the right light to visualize each separate part, you will balance your internal organs and improve your life. To ensure balance and alignment with the capabilities of all facilities. So, you can choose the right part to imagine from nature. If you consistently maintain this habit, your body will always stay healthy and toned. So what does mainstream science say about this method of cultivating extraordinary skills? Research from China, Japan, the US, and many other countries has revealed a surprising truth. Cosmic energy can aid in healing through dedicated practice. Qigong is a unique martial art that originated in China. It is a combination of miraculous healing, extraordinary martial arts, and profound cultivation. The healing art is a practice method aimed at enhancing both physical and mental health. Just like using a stream of qi from a Qigong master to influence a patient's body. The martial arts feat is a technique of utilizing breath control or focusing energy to enhance defensive capabilities or offensive power. Everything is aimed at enhancing martial arts skills. The effort of cultivation far surpasses that of healing. Healing is a meticulous process that demands training in both body and mind. To pursue higher spiritual or mental realms in order to achieve immortality, as mentioned earlier in the video. Though the universe may take countless forms, modern physics affirms that it operates based on only 4 fundamental interactions. These are the 4 fundamental forces of nature: gravity, electromagnetism, the weak interaction, and the strong interaction, also called the nuclear force. Because gravity is too weak in strength, the remaining 2 nuclear forces only act within the range of the atomic nucleus. Thus, they can exist primarily due to the dominant electromagnetic force. Is the flow of qi in Qigong actually an electric current? According to archaeologists at Wuhan University, China, being the pioneers in exploring the nature of the energy flow in Qigong. The researchers asked practitioners of Qigong to emit external qi to directly affect the chemical, abbreviated as NPA, a material highly sensitive to electric fields, and use nuclear magnetic resonance, abbreviated as NMR, to measure. Just as predicted, the gas flow altered the NMA spectrum of the compound. The passage shows that the Qigong master emitted electromagnetic waves, and the frequency of the electromagnetic field generated by the Qigong master when emitting energy. Among the 37 volunteers, including those who regularly practice Qigong, yoga, and meditation, there are only 3 transmitters strong enough, with magnetic field intensity reaching several milligauss, about 1,000 times larger than normal. The frequency of these signals falls within the extremely low range, fluctuating between 4 and 10 Hz. Subsequent systematic studies by Kuyat Dan Kan and the Chinese Somatology Association, founded with the purpose of researching Qigong and other extraordinary abilities, this demonstrates that, besides the extremely low frequency signals mentioned above, the Qigong master also has the ability to emit near-infrared and far-infrared rays. They were detected through the photochromic effect with a characteristic absorption wavelength. Why do Qigong practitioners or martial arts masters often incorporate dance-like movements when emitting energy or during training? Professor Zema from the University of Hong Kong said, how to create a resonance effect with Earth. The research results show that when performing Qigong, the temperature of the palms and fingers of Qigong practitioners increases by approximately 4 to 6 degrees Celsius. Chase so we can feel it directly, without the need for elaborate techniques. The experiment continued to be conducted over many generations in China, yielding extremely fascinating results. When the emitted energy passed through the backs of 2 other Qigong practitioners, the recipient's hand temperature also increased by 4 degrees Celsius. Additionally, Qigong masters can also emit energy successfully through materials such as wood, aluminum, and stone. When the Qigong master emits energy through a 0.5 centimeters thick wooden board placed on the recipient's back. After 20 minutes, the recipient's hand temperature also increased by 2 degrees Celsius. When wood is replaced with aluminum sheets of equivalent thickness, the effectiveness decreases but is still maintained rather than being completely lost. Particularly, when using wood or aluminum with a 0.5 centimeters thick lead sheet, the shielding effectiveness decreases significantly but still meets the required standards. This suggests that the body may have utilized a unique physical effect, specifically the process of Eston cloud condensation. A quantum effect helps detect electronic signals that have been significantly weakened when transmitted through white material. This helps clear up some misunderstandings about human special abilities. For example, consider whether biofields can propagate without weakening over distance. Based on the measurement results as mentioned, Chinese scientists conducted research and design and manufacture some electronic devices capable of emitting electromagnetic waves with frequencies and wavelengths similar to the stream of energy emitted by Qigong masters. They are electronic engineers. When using mats and volunteer work, these pneumatic electronic engineers also generate passive electrical reactions. Feeling hot or cold, tingling, relaxed, like a true Qigong master. It should be noted that the healing effects of Qigong are primarily based on claims that have not been scientifically verified. A 2010 scientific review in the American Journal of Health Promotion found that Qigong and Tai Chi have positive effects on 9 disease groups, including bone density, cardiovascular system, and immune function. However, the effectiveness of Qigong is only on par with conventional exercise methods. Therefore, there is a hypothesis that Qigong is simply a form of gentle exercise. In martial arts Qigong, special techniques like breaking bricks or lying on a bed of nails are often explained based on principles of physics, but not the special ability of magic. The practice of Qigong cannot be verified by scientific methods, as science rarely addresses aspects related to spirituality. What do you think about cultivating to achieve immortality? Do you believe it's feasible or not? Please leave your comments below. Now, goodbye and see you next time.